cannot compare basically midday with evening. Age of Mythology during the weeks was always low, and only a bit higher in the evenings. And basically the biggest number was always Saturday and especially Sunday. Yeah. So the numbers are certainly a bit lower right now, but they're lower across the board for extended edition as well. So it's not like it's anything just tied to Voobly. It's just the whole game and the unfortunate situation that basically Microsoft screwed us completely and utterly over. And let's not forget Forgotten Empires obviously there, because you cannot say one without the other. They are both equally responsible for all of this that we are in. As of course, splitting the community is never going to be helping anything, because before Extended Edition, we had about 400 to 500 players daily, or daily, on the weekends, so not exactly in the middle of the weeks. And then when Extended Edition came, it basically fell to half, just like that. Because obviously half of the players kinda left. And problem is that many of the players that actually left from Voobly to Extended Edition left the game altogether, because Extended Edition was so horribly bad. And even though right now it's not that bad, it's still reasonably bad. Well, it's not exactly what you should be wanting and what you want as a representation of the game, and the most easiest to access. It's really a shame that we don't have a compatibility patch as Age of Empires 2, because if we did and we could funnel all the players unhappy with Extended Edition to Voobly, then it would be very easy having so many players here, and Voobly would be hands down the best client to play, obviously, as it is for Age of Empires, because Extended Edition really is just not good enough with all the problems that they introduce into the game. And it's just a really shame. If we had something like the compatibility patch, if we had Wall Kingdoms, so therefore being able to play even the new expansion on Voobly, I mean, like, with that, I can just so see Age of Mythology getting so much bigger yet again and following in the footsteps of AOC, but without that, I really don't see how it could be happening. Okay, so that's here. Let's continue with what we have, which is quite good enough, as all the tournaments, as I said, are still continuing. There are plenty of players enough to be having fun, and it's gonna be Meathook with J4 and Tundra Pools. That's a new map, and we are gonna be, rather I am gonna be for the first time streaming that one, so I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, so there we go. Really looking forward to this one, as this is the first time for me, as I said, and this is gonna be, of course, making for quite an aggressive play probably. Gonna be interested how they're gonna be tackling the water, but it's gonna be second worst. Yeah, apparently the new map is not exactly all that liked either. Yeah, fish. Seems like that they're actually having problems with fishies with water maps. They kinda wanting to be playing land maps or something. Maybe we could have just chosen a random land map then. But I wanted to look at the gods, and it's gonna be HerroOP as Gaia with Domantas as Poseidon and Ulysses as Zeus. Interesting matchup with them. And against them it's gonna be Pyrrha as Oranos, J4 as Thor, and Meathook as Ra. So I'm kinda thinking it should be having quite an interesting game here. It's gonna be, of course, a lot of hunt with a few berries on top of that, and you're gonna be looking for the waters, yeah? Already finding them J4 on the left side. And it's gonna be resulting, of course, into, well, it seems he might be having 6 of them. Right now I don't remember, but there should be a set amount of fishies on the spawns. There are a few variants of the spawns, but I think they should be more or less set. So about 6 of them should be about here, I'm thinking. Gonna be more fishies right about now for Ulysses at the backside. He's gonna be getting it as well. But since he is on the flank, fighting against Meathook, this might be kinda disrupted and maybe disputed. But not really all that much I would be expecting, because Meathook is already ignoring it. You can see Domantas coming for the water, obviously as a pocket player. That certainly makes quite a lot of sense. As HerroOP is just scouting to the backside, but so far he is not exactly going for it. So maybe only a bit later. You're gonna see about that one. Yeah, right now looking for Pyrrha, who is so far not going for the water. There's gonna be one in the corner, because there are, in the corners, on the left, or rather on the right and on the left, and then there are waters here, basically 2 in the other corners. There's gonna be 1 extra water to the bottom for Pyrrha. This one is gonna be available for Meathook and for J4. It really needs to, or rather, the players just need to coordinate who's gonna be coming for it and who isn't. Time for my man Snofru to go on a hike, a long hike. Yeah, that's gonna be Meathook. Where is he actually coming? Is he coming for the relic or something? I don't think so. I don't think that he has actually scouted it for his team. as there's gonna be Hippaspis, Axeman throw in Axeman hack damage. It's actually rather nice, it's gonna be really helpful. As Gaia Forest God Power has been cast by a HerroOP, and he has cast it for himself, so he's gonna be getting extra bonus from that, obviously. And otherwise, he does have extra hand to the back, he has already discovered the elks, and he does have a TC there as well. So basically, the combination of the TCs is gonna be, everybody should be having a back one. Yep, everybody is, and there should be one in the front. So basically, the pocket player is having the safest one, whereas there should be quite a lot of fights on the flanks. You can see that both of these positions are kind of tricky. And you could be just saying that they are both players, and you just basically need to choose depending on how they're gonna be playing. As 5% infantry hack armor, yet another pretty good one. Yet another pretty good infantry hack armor upgrade. And it's gonna be helpful for anybody, as he is coming for Snowfru here. I mean, like... Oh, is he coming for this relic? Oh yeah, he is! That's why actually he's coming for the long hike. He's trying to get the relic for extra farming rate. That's gonna be making his reign really brutal. Kinda shame that he's on the flank. If he was in the pocket, he would be absolutely beastly. But of course, that's gonna be a bit of a shame for the team at the bottom. The team at the top is gonna be really happy about it, obviously. As he does have already a relic for the Archer Ballista, LOS and range. That's actually rather interesting also. It's gonna be making potentially slingers and even chariot archers really good with the extra range. And he's coming for the temple already to protect the gold mine, and well, he is already on the hunt quite far away, but he's not exactly really having all that much of a problem there, as your OP is gonna be against the Oranos. Yep, it's gonna be probably a bit tricky, as this map is not exactly all that easy to wall up. As you can see, the forests are spread around quite a bit, and yeah, the hunts are also far away from all of those, how to call it, from all the bases and stuff. So basically from all the safety. A bit of a scouting already by Pyrrha. Wants to be looking into the enemy base if maybe there's something interesting. So it's gonna be Leto coming forward for all the Spideys from Pyrrha. No, it's gonna be from HerroOP, as Pyrrha is gonna be advancing through Prometheus, obviously. As the Oranos, as I'm really just gonna be looking at this guy. If he's gonna be making it all the way, apparently he will. So yeah, he's gonna be safe with quite a solid bonus. 10% extra farming rate, that's gonna be really brutal, and he should be getting so much extra food from his reign. I'm definitely looking forward to that, as apparently Meathook is not exactly happy with the result. Not worth it, as there's another relic for better village gold get rate. And Snowfru is gonna be the collector of relics for the whole game. Yeah. But no empowerment could be slightly tricky for him. Let's see if maybe screwed up his build order. I don't exactly think so, as Plak is already coming forward, gonna be 515. So yeah, it's a bit of a later advance for him, but nothing really all that major so far. As his opponent Ulysses, well, obviously gonna be making himself in there from the town center one. He's gonna be finished with the classical age, which he already is. As him, Hermes is coming forward. There's gonna be obviously centaur, but only one, as he's not getting any favor extra from the temple. And there is another relic for better villager speed. Yet another basically gift for Snowfru. If he was able to gain it and make it his own, as Pyrrha is already going for a bit of scouting and raiding also on the hunt. So quite nicely played against the Gaia player, HerroOP, and is he already having some economic upgrades himself? Now he's having already the standard one, so far he's not using the extra bonuses from the Atlantean god Gaia that he could be getting, so not exactly anything all that out of the ordinary for him, as it seems that Meathook is gonna be coming for standard 2TC fast 3 heroic. He's having still plenty of hunt, but he should be really switching into farms fairly quickly, as he is really prepared for that. He does have the very powerful relic for himself to help him in all of that, and he's also kinda running out of gold, so he seems to be getting ready quite a bit. Okay, a bit of raiding. Right now this is gonna be Hero Turma, obviously putting a stop to the automaton, as it seems that he shouldn't really be surviving that easily. Now Pyrrha is switching on the gold in there, but he does have at least the manor, but maybe he could be like in a bit closer, but still doesn't really matter. It's close enough, and it will be really taking quite a lot of effort from Pyrrha to somehow stop it, as he's having a bit of fun with the little Prometheans in there. And there are just gonna be, well, a few centaurs running around from Domantas, and Kataskopos on top of that, as the centaurs are not exactly coming in, because he is a Poseidon, so therefore he's gonna be leaving it up to Zeus, but the Zeus is not coming for that, as we have seen a whole lot earlier. But he seems to be heading for the town center. Here he is. Huh. And that's quite a far away one here, as he's using Bolt right now already to get killed, or rather get rid of the Valkyrie, which was already quite a bit problematic, and maybe could have been annoying on the forestry, so that's maybe even the reason that he can avoid it altogether. Kinda clever. Clever thinking on the spot, but getting this TC is gonna be very important because it's gonna be inevitably meaning that this town center is gonna be quite harder for J4, or rather for, well, J4's teammate Meathook to capture himself, but it's not like he's gonna be needing it too much, as farms are already being dropped, even getting a few extra hunts still in there, so combination of hunt with a few farms, and therefore the heroic age is probably gonna be coming from him in just a few minutes. In the meantime, of course, the battle on the right is gonna be certainly real, as J4 with his teammate Pyrrha is gonna be in there, fighting against the two opponents. It's gonna be HerroOP with Domantas, and it's gonna be quite a solid battle because Domantas is already getting the medium Hippicons, as medium raiders are already here for J4 as well. So this is finally the game that J4 was looking for, even with a slight boost from the water. Actually quite a lot of boost from the water. You can see he's already having Poseidon as well upgraded, and therefore this should be quite a solid game for him. But it has to be said that also his opponent Domantas is gathering from both fishies, with Poseidon as well in there. Hippocampus luckily doesn't cost any kind of population limit, so he's not gonna be a drag on the potential army of the opponents, as yep, they definitely could be keeping the towers alive a bit longer, as so far we don't exactly see any kind of upgrades right now, and J4 though has built a second DC and is the safer one at the backside, so that he doesn't have to be worried about anything all that much. Okay, so there's gonna be certainly attack through the right side, as Pyrrha is gonna be losing this military building and also the manor that was right next to it. Okay, Ulysses getting quite a good one. Better villager speed, better infantry heck armor. The infantry heck armor for Zeus, that's legit scary. It's gonna be making the hoplites and maybe even Myrmidons a bit later quite good and quite powerful. Well, this seems to be kinda defended at this stage, but we're just basically waiting for some kind of strong army coming, especially from the Poseidon, and oh man, those citizens seem kinda deadish. As they're kinda looking for a trap. Yep, it seems that they are actually trying to trap right about now the blue player. That might be succeeding. Oh well, the trap switched off. So J4 luckily noticed quickly enough that green player is right now gonna be sending everything back so that he can protect the citizens. He's gonna be losing one, so that's quite nicely played by Domantas that he was able to put him off. But also right now, as he's gonna be able to defend Pyrrha, on the left side the situation is gonna be becoming very real, as Ulysses is at 3 TCs already. He has captured the back one as well, and much more importantly, he's kinda spilling to the left, and therefore trying to deny this TC as much as he can, as the hero cage should be coming from... it's not. Oh, it is. Okay, so we actually don't have the observer thingies on Tundra Pools. Okay, that's something that I didn't know. Interesting. So maybe something that has been forgotten or not, I don't know exactly. But that's exactly what we have to right now deal with, and we're gonna have to check the players' old school way and basically clicking on the TCs and guessing when the players are gonna be advancing and stuff like that. But anyway, there we go. This is gonna be J4 on the attack of all the blue army, as green, well, is he actually able to get rid of all the Hippicons from his opponent? I'm not certain. Seems like that he could be, as Hathor is in for Meathook at 10 minutes. Well, usually you can be advancing a bit earlier, especially on high hunt map, but it's still quite solid, and he should be having really so much food at this point. I'm thinking that I'm just gonna be checking. Yeah, all of them are missing. If maybe it was only the one missing there, but no, it's gonna be all of them, and therefore we're not gonna be seeing the resources, and we're just gonna have to guess how much and how well is it going for the players. Right now the Migdol should be finished. Oh well, come on, screw this. Just empower the Migdol. Well, luckily he got away with it, but still he should have definitely trying to empower it a whole lot more diligently. But right now the horses are of course gonna be attacked by plenty of spearmen through the left side, and of course a few camels and chariot archers are gonna be coming on top of that with the Petsuchos, so it should be fairly easy to get rid of the Radiant army. And of course the securing of the gold is really important. Quite important indeed. As on the right flank right now the Radiant is really getting real from Domantas. He's gonna be pursued by all the army from Pyrrha, but it should be also, exactly, allowing right now HerroOP to take advantage of that, since he knows that the enemy army is not anywhere close by. But he could be also quite significantly wrong, because that's gonna be attack right into his heart, and that's gonna be resulting into maybe a few citizens dead, but he was paying attention quite promptly on the map, because obviously he was just looking there, casting the forest, so he knew. Quite unlucky indeed. For the green player, could have had much more of a surprise, but at this point it seems that they should be able to defend against this Radiant. But Domantas is really annoying, because so far I don't remember seeing J4 anywhere else than just in the defense. I really don't, and that's not exactly where he feels comfortable, I have to guess. And I kinda bet. Okay, 4TC coming for Ulysses. That is an important moment, because that could be potentially backfiring. As getting at 12 minutes 4TCs is usually denying you Mythic Age for quite a bit, and it really kind of sticks you in the Heroic Age. So this might be a tactical mistake if he is not careful about his auto cues and stuff. Yeah, well, you can see that the birdie is just a bit too late to disrupt that town center. And Meathook could, well, I'm thinking he could be really easily getting rid of one of those TCs once he gets going with the siege towers and everything. As apparently quite plenty of piggies are gonna be dying. 1, 2, 3, and 7 of them made out of the enemy army, so quite a good curse. Quite a good curse indeed, as even this horsey is gonna be having a bit of a fight with this overgrown cowie. Okay, army coming forward. Ulysses is gonna be... Oh, that's a good trap. That's something that J4 was hoping for, but they actually caught Pyrrha very well indeed. That was nicely done. Gonna be losing tons of units. Basically, the whole army is gone. Only a few units left. Very well done. As Ulysses is already getting the bronze, and he's gonna be right now trying to destroy the enemy army that was already coming forward. You can see with the siege tower being destroyed there. And that is, well, kind of nice idea from Meathook going for the towers, because he really seems to be needing that quite a bit. And is he have crenellations? No, but if he's going for towers, I'll be expecting crenellations fairly quickly. As quite obviously, that is gonna be a very important upgrade for him against a horsey heavy opponent. And well, even he's having heavy already. Yeah, he is. Heavy epicons with copper shields and spirited charge on top of that. He's very well played so far by Ulysses, and he's having quite a solid game. And even the Hydra could be seeing a bit of a fight, because she is not really half bad. Okay, interesting attempted trading so far by Meathook. So far he's just only scouting. And so far we don't exactly see any kind of attempt on the waters there, as there apparently is gonna be quite a huge battle on the right flank. Even Spideys might be getting a bit of a dinner, as they have been cast on the right side. Ah, well, okay. Now this is actually right now learning something that is very interesting. I was kind of interested how it's gonna be following up the building on top of that. If it's gonna be like move somewhere or not allowing to be building the building. But actually what happens is that you delete the nest of the spider if you actually place a building on top of that. This is actually extremely important for Norse. If Norse players, for example, somehow didn't notice this, and they were quite unhappy about the forest or the spider lair in the previous patches, if I remember correctly, when it was eating even heresies and stuff, then you can just instantly delete it by placing... Ah, well, this one is gonna be dying. Or not. Okay. Was he like fast enough, or what happened there? It seems like that is way too fast for the spider to actually catch him. Yeah, they seem to be having track rating just not too good enough to catch all of those units. But to finish my thought, Norse can be apparently just building houses across those spider lairs and get rid of them instantly and not having to worry about them at all. Yeah, well, interesting little tidbit for those of you who potentially didn't know it, though I would be hoping that many of you already did. Discover this very important part of this god power, as we are gonna be looking at quite a solid destruction of the army right about now for the bottom team, as Earthquake is gonna be cast into the middle of the enemy base. And yep, the wasteland is certainly here, and it's gonna be resulting into loss of basically everything there. It's gonna be pretty much a pretty bad housing I'm expecting for green player as well, as he's only at 1 TC. The front one is still not being captured on the right flank, and there's a stray behemoth that is just eating population limit for the blue player. Right now he has apparently noticed him, and it's gonna be another one coming forward, because that seems to be exactly his strategy, and it's not a random one at all. Okay, so yep, shooting on the building, that's certainly a bad one, and something that is also, yep, one of these is gonna be finally dying right now. And just to finish my thought, in previous games, I think it was last week, there was also building shooting on Military 1, and it resulted into loss, I think, of player against magic, if I remember correctly. It was last week, and it is something that can really cost you a game quite easily, as this battle is really going quite interestingly, and definitely getting ever nearer next to HerroOP, as you need to be checking onto the upgrades. You can see J4 already all bronze, that's very well done. As heavy epicons for the Poseidon player, he's having bronze and copper, and not much else than that, as the blue player is having medium archive and no upgrades whatsoever. So how's it looking for Pyrrha? Mediums and also nothing. So J4 is certainly having the most upgrades in this game and in this battle on the right side, but it seems that they are slowly losing ground, as Pyrrha is desperately trying to get the TC up and the economy on top of that, I'm guessing, as there is a bit of raiding by the Petsugos on the gold on the left side, as Meathook is through. And we're finally gonna be checking what he's actually right now doing here in the middle, because I haven't seen it moving at all. There's a bit of raiding by Hippigons to the bottom, a bit there next to the TC. I haven't seen the moving on the minimap at all, and basically the result is this. Plenty of towers, and at the same time also the Zeus doing pretty good job in the defense as the Hydra is still alive with 3 heads already. She's so nice. And hoping that she could be maybe getting all the way to 5. Yeah, she's at 4 already. Come on, give me 5. Give me the 5. She needs to be doing enough damage to grow the 5th head. Hopefully she's gonna be killing a few more extra units there. Come on, no! Before she could be in all her glory and majesty at 5 heads, she has been slain by only the lowly spearman and bit of a shooting from the towers. But she should have been, or rather she would have been killed by the mummy anyway. So she was kinda at the end of her life, but still, it was a rare sight. Rare sight indeed, as at this point, well, heavy Hippigons with not that many upgrades for Ulysses. That could be a definitely opening for Meathook, as he already does have the baseline, and he does have the better range, of course, for all the chariot archers. So the battle is certainly not lost, especially looking at the champion spearman there, and of course the mummies gonna be guarding against all the colossi. Alright, I know that right now Atem will TC yet again destroyed for Pyrrha, unfortunately. You can see a barrage of medium destroyers. That was quite enough to get rid of it for the second time, and that's really a huge problem because J4, even though he's at 4 TCs already, as he has captured the one on the right side, which wasn't really well guarded by HerroOP, he basically let it be stolen from him pretty much. He is right now the most important player in the game. Heavy Wolf Sarks, the upgrades are really good there. Even the Iron Shields already. And he's even having even Swine Array for all the Wolves. And he's getting really problematic, even against the champion Hippigons from the Poseidon, who is just not getting the upgrades all that much yet. And there we go, that's gonna be Balder. That's gonna be J4's favorite god power, as there is finally gonna be attempt at, yeah, the TC on the right flank, as HerroOP has noticed. But the Chaos god power is gonna be used somewhere in the middle, I will be expecting. Yep, there's a Chaos. And therefore that's gonna be leading into Domantas fighting his own units, at least for the time being. Yep, that's kinda nicely played. Quite nicely played, as the 2 ceasefires are certainly still available there, and you cannot do really all that much against that. So therefore, the flaming weapons against the heroes of Ragnarok, that's not exactly gonna happen. But he might be luring one in. They might be luring one in, because right now Meathook is certainly pushing forward very well, even with catapults already, and with the towers and Son of Osiris and stuff. As Bellerophon is still alive, but yeah, careful. Careful about the dude with the laser staff. As once he gets rid of this one TC, he could be quite certainly getting easily rid of this one. I mean, like, this is just asking for it. Catapults there, in this little pocket, this is absolutely ideal. Catapults here, and this TC is gone. But of course, problematic is the problem, is that there are extra military buildings from Ulysses, so this siege works, and apparently Meathook is having the idea as well. But he could be maybe also denying the water economy. But it wouldn't be doing a whole lot, as Ulysses doesn't even have upgrades there. He doesn't have even Pursein for him, not even talking about Salt Amphora altogether, as those medium Toxotai, even though they are not really all that upgraded, are still problematic because this is so many archers. Pyrrha having 2 TCs finally, as a few Usak are still hidden in there from J4, as he still is able to keep the TC alive, at least for the time being, but it's probably gonna be a bit difficult for him. Quite a bit difficult, especially with the Behemoth. The Behemoth is definitely gonna be coming for it quite soon, and once it does, then the TC is gonna be falling with all the population limit from J4 as well, as he's right now having the high score, and he still does have the potential possibility of the Ragnarok. But yeah, well, it just doesn't have any kind of good time to cast it, even through all the upgrades. So right now Bellerophon is just yet again jumping on the Son of Osiris, and this tower is unfortunately yet again shooting on a building. Rad and this one as well, so basically both of those towers are useless. They shoot it on the buildings. This is something that you really need to keep an eye on, as Helepola are also making an appearance, and so far there is finally the catapult there to get rid of this military academy. I'm fairly certain that actually Ulysses is not so far noticing. He so far isn't, as we're gonna be looking at Bellerophon still trying to right now destroy this. But of course, with the Helepola already getting rid of all the towers, it's gonna be getting increasingly difficult for Meathook, and he will need to make something happen really quickly and quite real. As in the middle, this is gonna be Domantas right now pushing through the middle, and is actually J4 not noticing this, or is he not caring? He should be caring quite a bit, because this is quite a huge problem for him. He's having all iron, yes. It's gonna be one hell of a Ragnarok. One hell of a Ragnarok, but maybe the secondary army. They're taking even the Ox card with them. And maybe even motivating all of those citizens to get here. Maybe they are, but still, much more importantly, this should be really right now getting killed. as soon as possible, as Ulysses has lost the fortified TC on the left side due to all the catapults there. So quite nicely played. This fortress is not gonna be finishing at all. And this is gonna be quite a significant boost to the team at the bottom side, because J4 is gonna be free in town centers. And right now Meathook needs to be storming them. Needs to be storming them very quickly, as J4 is rebuilding the town center on the right flank. But yeah, well, the situation is getting really difficult. But J4 with Pyrrha are doing what he can, as ceasefire is here. And that's a save at 214. But oh yeah, Meathook, come on. He should have. This was a tactical mistake from Meathook. I mean, like, this was absolutely obvious that one of the ceasefires might be coming, so he should have been already prepared there. That's a shame. That's a shame. He could have already had the 30C. But right now at least one of the ceasefires is gone. So there's still one. He needs to be keeping it from the flaming weapons though. So I'm thinking that right now it could be cast tactically. Like J4 that could be casting flaming weapons at a time when they need to secure a TC. Oh, J4, careful. Oh, well, that's kinda bad. That's really bad. That's really incredibly bad for J4. He might not be losing too many because there's limited damage, but this is gonna be way too much damage right now dealt. But to finish my thought, he could be casting the flaming weapons as a tactical option when he's gonna be needing to secure the top center somewhere. Like for example the one in the middle here. That's a lot of LFLI. Let's have a look. Plenty of them survive, but they are kind of really low on the hit points. So it might be a bit of an issue for them, as of course Tunguska happened again after about 100 and a few years. So the start of the 20th century, right? And here we go with the TC pretty much being right now gone through all the catapults and everything like that. And right now, if they can be also getting rid of this TC, and maybe they could be timing it properly with Meathook being at both at once, then he could be stealing both for himself and casting flaming weapons, then get in. As there's a traitor on this fire giant. That's actually clever by HerroOP. Actually quite clever indeed. And they could be stealing the town centers for themselves. Maybe there's something that maybe J4 is gonna be attempting here, but he's already facing champion Hippaspist with iron mail, bronze weapons and bronze shields. Much more importantly, even champion Toxotai. So this is quite a solid army, with even Myrmidons coming from the left, with a few Hippaspists there as well. So even though the TC is gone, I don't think that he is gonna be really allowed to survive here much longer, as the army is there, and unfortunately it's fighting against all the correct country units. And even though Domantas has lost the town center on the left flank, it doesn't seem that this is gonna be working, as Pyrrha is losing gold villages to Bellerophon in there. Quite a bit. Siege towers right literally next to it being built, and this is gonna be really all about if Meathook can be getting the TC. I'm really afraid that this was a huge missed opportunity on the left, where Meathook could have gotten it during the ceasefire, and it's really quite a bit of a shame. So shifting sands. He shifted into the middle. Oh, he's gonna be stealing the TC himself. That's nasty. That's actually an insanely good idea. Oh no, this is gonna be right now ceasefire or not? Well, it kinda cannot be, because it could be opening the opportunity for flaming weapons, but at this point J4 is out of army, so who cares? This is gonna be kinda interesting battle, who actually wins this. As already the red army is of course destroying all the remaining heroes of Ragnarok. Needs to delete it right now, try to capture it. He might just as well place probably flaming weapons already right now, J4. Because I mean, kinda why not? He's gonna be losing here everything anyway. And it was kinda idea. But unfortunately the villages were already there. Right now they're not gonna be casting ceasefire, and flaming weapons are just not gonna be doing anything at all, it seems like. As J4 has lost the TC on the right flank again, he's right now facing champion Archive with quite a solid array of upgrades already. Bronze shields, bronze weapons and copper mail there, with even mail of Orichalcos. Improving some heck armor here, but it really seems that this time HerroOP is finally gonna be getting the TC for himself. His opponent is gonna be having heavy archive with bronze and copper in there, which is not really that bad, all things considered. As J4 is already a champion with all the iron here, but unfortunately his most important god power is already gone, and this town center is just not gonna be finished at all, with Pyrrha getting Helios here, and yep, village is dead, TC not finished, and that was just kind of wasted opportunity, but good idea. Has to be said, it was a good idea, and unfortunately they couldn't play it properly, and they probably should have tried to make their opponents overreact with flaming weapons on the rest of the army for J4, and hoping that they're gonna be messing up with the ceasefire, but that didn't exactly happen. And well, finally mercenaries coming forward, and can you imagine the Egyptian getting a TC here in the middle? Not only the extra population limit, but the opportunity for the mercenaries into the middle of the enemy base. That would be just really brutal. I'm not exactly certain how they would be able to deal with that, as the markets are already, of course, working at full capacity. Not exactly all that stellar, as there's gonna be a bit of a denial of the arm or of the ground on the left side from Ulysses. Nicely played, but he still is gonna be under threat on this TC, as Domantas has built a TC in the middle. Right now he's gonna be back to 3, and on the right flank, well, the TC has been also captured or not? Not yet. Not yet, it's still very much alive, but HerroOP is doing what he can, and that is gonna be securing with at least a few towers before he's gonna be making another attempt at that. But with the mythical age for Pyrrha, as he's getting the champion archive as well, and really all bronze upgrade in there with, oh, even some hero, or the heavy Contare running around. HerroOP is still missing the copper mail, or rather the bronze mail in there already, as this... Pyrrha has lost the TC again in the middle. It was to what? Okay, 5 siphons. Nicely done, as Domantas is still pushing forward, and he is gonna be continuing with a few towers and of course another fortress. So it seems like Domantas with the extra population limit is gonna be really problematic, and it's gonna be all about Pyrrha potentially getting the TC up, which is gonna be insanely difficult for him at this stage, looking at all that army. And if maybe Meathook is gonna be still having a chance how to get the TC finally, because he is for the whole game fighting 2 town centers against 3, and it's just completely impossible for him to really... 3 to 4, let's say, 3 to 4. It's completely impossible for him to do anything about it, as there are a few Myrmidons hidden. I actually don't think that Ulysses is remembering anymore, so he probably forgot about them. Probably forgot about them quite a bit, but yeah, the mercenaries and with a few extra axemen are exactly the reason why this is still alive, even through the missing upgrades. Only copper, copper and bronze, whereas Ulysses should be having, yeah, all iron already. He's having all the upgrades, even the mythical ones. Even the Bacchanalia is already there. And therefore, it should be, well, kinda hard time for Meathook to actually get back on this TC, especially since Ulysses is gonna be getting back up on 4. This is right now finishing with 1, HerroOP has finished with TC on the right flank, and it seems that we are heading really into the late game, as the situation is getting quite dire for the team at the bottom. You can see the Helepoli are also getting up in quite solid numbers, with another fortress being finished just now for Domantas, as the armies of blue are just gonna be overpowering green, and well, J4 is just not going to be having enough units against that either, in combination with Pyrrha, and therefore this seems to be the right side is gonna be slightly coming for the top side for Domantas and HerroOP, as on the left flank it's gonna be Ulysses still having quite a hard fight against Meathook, but Meathook, he is just hanging on by the thread, as he's again fighting against 4 TCs, but right now against fully upgraded Zeus, whereas he's missing so many upgrades, so only thing that is keeping him alive are all the mercenaries. And once this battle is gonna be starting to crumble on the right flank, he's gonna be of course losing the potential opportunity of the extra trading and basically safety from the right side. It's gonna be getting even more dangerous, as this middle build that should have been really destroyed by J4 in basically the first time that he has seen it, when he was coming forward with all of those heroes of Ragnarok. Well, it wasn't, and right now it's gonna be one of the reasons why the GGs are going to be called. The Domantas casting the ceasefire, and yep, it's just gonna be a resignation following after very good game. A very good game indeed on this new map, and it was quite fun. It was quite fun indeed. Good game. Good game, really enjoyed one. I'm basically defining moments. One of the defining moments was when Meathook wasn't able to get this TC during the first ceasefire. He destroyed it, but he didn't have the villages ready to take it. I think that was a tactical mistake. He should have counted with that, because he desperately needed a 30C. He really needed it, but when the time came, he unfortunately wasn't ready for that. Maybe it was just unexpected to him that he would be killing the TC all that easily, and at the same time also killing this one. I think he killed both of them at once pretty much. So it was a huge opportunity for him, and he was maybe taken aback by that. But also kind of nice defense by Ulysses, that he was paying attention, and therefore he was able to really get rid of it and get out of it in the long run. But still nicely played by Meathook anyway, and especially by J4. He was certainly the outstanding player, and the battle on the right flank was quite hard and quite well played. And basically Ulysses with Domantas and HerroOP played the map correctly. They went aggressively for the TCs and realized that they could be controlling the other ones through that as well. Especially Ulysses managed that. But on the right flank, HerroOP could have done a whole lot more. He actually let J4 get the town center for himself. So he could have prevented that quite easily if he just paid a bit more attention. But he didn't, so quite nicely played by J4 in there to give his team the opportunity on the right flank. But Once the upgrades starting to trickle in, it was kind of inevitable that the higher population limit is in the end gonna be winning. Especially if the Ragnarok is not gonna be allowed to be used with flame weapons there. Okay, so let's have a look into the post game. Yeah, it's gonna be resulting into Ulysses having the highest score in the end. I kind of think this was a really solid game from all players, all around. Pyrrha was having a very hard time, and he was still rebuilding and doing what he could. So I don't think really there was a kind of problem in that too much. They just kind of lost because of the missing population limit because of the missing TCs. They weren't able to secure them properly. That was the biggest mistake for them. And Domantas with quite solid economy, but so was the economy for Ulysses, so those two Greeks, Poseidon and Zeus, having good eco, and Meathook following quite close behind in there, Asdra. With, of course, the extra relic for 10% better farming rate. 417, there's just gonna be tons of mercenaries there. That was the reason why he was able to stay alive at 2 TCs against 3 to 4 from the Zeus. Good ratio for Pyrrha, 199 against 262. Combined with J4, 286 to 342. Well, the Ragnarok certainly has, but still that's kinda not bad, all things considered. Even though they're of course in the minus there. Or actually they're not, Pyrrha is not even losing that much, 201. Whereas Domantas was really kinda meat grinding it. And HerroOP not really that different. They were losing tons there. And not really killing all that many. Just speaks to how well played the right side was by J4 with Pyrrha. A lot of upgrades from Ulysses in the end, and Domantas, they were having a bit of a race. Was gonna be getting more, I guess. Champion Myrmidon, well. Okay, but usually Myrmidons are not exactly what wins you the game. Against an Egyptian. But he managed to win, so who am I to complain, really? It was a very good Ragnarok, fully upgraded. It was also kinda late at 20 minutes, so obviously it was expected for it to be good. But otherwise everybody just milling around the same number of everything. Okay, GG. And of course there is the switch after Ragnarok of the economy, not really getting anything too much. That's just normal. GG.